If it wasn't for the beans, they come out the can. I'm gonna piece the beef, the rice and the spam, the milk and bread being bought at the grocery store. I tell ya, I couldn't eat no more. 'Cause let me tell you, my wife is like she can't. Lord, if I thought she could read, I would buy her a book. But all she knows how to do is a fuss and holler. She don't even know how to boil water. Let me tell you what we had last night on a dinner table. A canned green bean, cold spinach and tomato. The nasty stuff I say you ever wanna see. And she was trying to feed it to me. Let me tell you, I think that woman just a downright lit. 'Cause I hear the sister come with cold cuts and gravy. A cold cuts and gravy in a one big bowl. I thought I'd choke, but I got through when she said, spit it out, what you say? Oh, ah, but I guess I'm gonna eat the slop any old way. So don't you get me wrong, I love that girl. I guess I'm about the craziest old man in the world. But I got to love her 'cause I got no friends. Lord, here she come with red beans and onions again. And she say, what you say? Oh,
So tonight we're making arancini. Now, if you don't know what that is, can you just give us a little bit
So
more detail about what that
arancini
is?
is a they call it like an Italian rice ball. So it's rice and then you can put something in the center. Like usually it has ground beef with a little bit of peas and carrots mixed inside and tomato sauce and of course mozzarella, and then it's deep fried and so it looks kind of like a orange. So that's kind of how it got the name. We're gonna make a little bit of the traditional one, but of course we're gonna add our own little flavor to it, and then we're gonna do the chicken Italian sausage. We have a chicken Italian sausage that has Parmesan and kale in it. We're going to add a little bit of spinach to it as well.
So I'm looking forward to tonight's meal. Again, thank you all for tuning in. We have some awesome things coming up, awesome things going on. A lot of times when we're not on, it's because we got a lot going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate.
Can you believe we've been doing this for
I know,
about a year?
for 1 year. Congratulations,
Yes.
my wife came. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
1 year.
1 year.
Forever to go.
Okay, I got a sad story
What's
about
the sad
the 1 year.
story?
It's kind of sad.
What?
So I had a couple meals this week.
No.
Yeah.
Why
you
you
prepared
sad?
them.
What?
And
What?
we're still we cannot change the name of the show just yet. It does have a red slash going
First
through
of all,
can't, so
listen.
maybe CANT. I think we're at the CA of the red
He's gonna
slash.
make me stop. I'm ready to cry.
So
I prepared my husband breakfast. Okay, y'all. My husband will be 40. Let's just give him a background. He's going to be 40 soon, on May 18th, next month. Woo!
Yep.
So I decided to do 40 gifts to 40. So one of my gifts was Saturday morning. I got up 6 o'clock in the morning to prepare her breakfast, right?
that Proverbs
Early,
31 wife.
Because I had to get up 5:45 because he gets up early. So around 6:30, I hear him rumbling upstairs, getting ready. I'm like, oh, I got to have. So I prepared. I heard him come, getting ready. So I made his plate, put it. He didn't come down till 15 minutes later. So he said his food was cold. All right,
so let's
start
get into it because we got a lot. Yeah, definitely. But we got a lot of ingredients here, and that's because we're making two different versions. I think it's going to be really fun, and I think it's going to taste really good. So anything that's fried and has cheese, I like it. So
what kind of ingredients we got? I smell.
you smell a lot.
I smell
of things
truffle.
going on. No, there's no truffle here. I
smell
have
like
had a
truffle
mushroom
oil.
arancini. So I'll run through a lot of the stuff we have here real quick, but I think it's better if we're explaining as we're going because all of these don't go together. So on one side, we're going to have our traditional one. So we have eggs, breadcrumbs, and flour. That's going to be for our outside crust. We have milk. We have mozzarella and Parmesan cheese and risotto. Rice.
Oh, you want to take the onions off?
So, yeah, you can uncover it. So, onions and garlic, that's going to be for our rice. And then we have ground beef, peas and carrots, and tomato paste. That's going to go in our center. So, I think we've got a lot of good things going here. This is arborio rice. Basically, it's an Italian rice. It's short grain rice. So this is the rice that we're using. I think you can use a lot of different type of rices. I've
Well,
used.
What's so special about this?
Well, it's a
Why can't
short.
we just get regular rice?
Is there such thing as regular rice? Read the bag. Every single rice is different. They're different based on the part of the region or part of the country that they come from. So, you know, different people from different areas like different type of rices, right? So I've made it with a lot of different type of rices. I'm going to use this rice today. It's an Italian style short grain rice, and it's really good if you're making risotto. So if you buy that brand, it has a good recipe on the back of the label for making risotto. I guarantee you start eating risotto, you're going to get away from just plain white rice. So let's get started on the rice, because I think that's going to take a little time, and it also needs to cool down. So I did make one set of rice earlier just so that we could be moving quickly, and also because you know, so you can taste it, see what it's like. Did I let you taste it yet?
No.
Okay, so let me get a spoon and let you taste it. So this is basically risotto, and this is before I added the other ingredients to it for the arancini. So this is that rice, and it's cooked. You can see some onions in there. You can't see the garlic too much, but I spread it out in a cold pan so that it can cool off real quickly.
Okay.
Because I want it cool, because it's going to be in my hand to form a bowl. Okay. So you can taste it. What do you think?
Sorry.
It's all right. That is amazing. Okay, well, that's your taste profile. But nah, I tried it. It was really good. Yeah, you can taste the white wine in it, the garlic, the olive oil. So we're going to enhance that, though, because we're going to add some milk and cheese to it, form a ball with it, and then we're going to deep fry it. So that's always really good.
So let's get the rolling, because we got a lot of parts.
Let's get the rolling.
So what parts we got going?
All right, so let's grab the chicken broth. That's what we need from you. And we need onion and garlic.
Onions
so come on over here.
Okay.
And we're going to also need olive oil. So you can go ahead and put the chicken broth on the back of the stove and let it start getting hot. Because we're going to slowly add that to the mix, but we want it to be hot when we're adding it. Olive oil.
Okay. We got olive oil in the cup over there.
Do we?
Yeah. That's wine.
Oh, yeah. So we're good. All
Okay.
right. So this is basic risotto. So we would use about a tablespoon.
You need a tablespoon?
Just right there on top. I wasn't going to measure it, but I'll be nice and measure it. So we're going to need about a tablespoon of olive oil, right? And put our onion and garlic in. So you're going to have a lot of work.
On?
Yep, you want to get that, turn that on.
Okay.
All right. So the back one is chicken broth. That's getting hot. We're going to add the garlic, and we're going to add the onions. I added a little bit more garlic because I'm going to use garlic for some other stuff. So typically we will put about one large garlic clove in there, right? So I think in my mind that's equivalent.
And all of the onions?
And one small onion. So I'm going to put majority of it. I'm going to save a little bit for the other stuff we cook, right? All right, so here's your wooden spoon. We want to get that looking transparent, right? So let's get some heat on it. You can turn it down a little bit afterwards.
Put some heat on it.
All right.
That's what Bishop be saying at church. Let me get some heat on these
microphones. All right, so that's going to cook really well. When that's done, we're going to add our rice to it. And by done, I just mean transparent.
You gonna put the rice in there?
We're putting the rice right in there.
Oh.
And you could have did this in a frying pan as well. It's not like when we're making rice in a pot and we want to cover it real tightly so the water could evaporate. We're not even using water in here. So give them a chance to hold on. Give them a chance to cook. The more we're spinning it, it's not going to cook. So what we're looking for? We're looking for it to get a little...
Transparency.
Yeah,
Transparency.
You answered that quick. All right, so
that's
that
a
looks
word.
good.
That might be my nightcap.
Okay. So the chicken broth, we want it really hot when we're adding it to it, right?
Okay.
Or else the rice is going to keep cooling down, right? So we're trying to keep everything hot. You smell that? It's starting to smell good already. Onion and garlic is a great combination. So they're starting to look pretty transparent, right?
Yeah. Well, a little bit more, a little longer.
It doesn't take too long. So, and it always depends on what type of stove you have, how much power or heat is coming on it.
We gotta get
All right, so
some.
I got about 1 cup of risotto here. So let's mix that in.
Okay.
All right.
Risotto, risotto. Babe, that's
So,
a,
so get it covered real good.
it's covered and let it sit.
Um, you got all that olive oil in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to make sure that there's olive oil on the whole thing. I want to make sure it's covered real well. I'm gonna turn that fire down just a tad. I think it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good.
So now let's add in our
The wine.
yeah.
What kind of wine you have?
So I have some basic white wine here. You could also use white cooking wine. All right, let's give that a stir. Nice. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding the chicken broth about a third at a time. All right.
So, do you need the scooper thing?
No,
Dip it
you can just pour it in. All right. So pour it in about a third at a time.
hot.
Is it too hot?
The handle is a little hot.
No, it's not. Come on.
You got it?
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Well, we got to stir it up.
We're gonna stir it up. Here you go. We're gonna finesse it, and then the thing is, right? We want to let that cook out. We're gonna let all that chicken broth cook out, and then we're gonna add some more. Then we're gonna let the chicken broth cook out, and then we're gonna add some more.
Now, why are we doing that? Why we just can't make it all at once?
Well, I tell you what, because you don't want it to overcook. You want it to be that texture that we have over there. All right.
All right.
All right. So you can keep doing that. Now, while you're doing that, I'm gonna pair up next to you.
So we have some ground beef here.
And I got some ground beef because yours is gonna take a while. So take your time with it. I'm gonna
let that boil a little bit. Leave it alone.
Yep.
That's your ground beef.
I got my ground beef.
Which are you gonna season it? You gotta turn the stove. Or you got it on?
Stove's on.
Are you gonna season it?
I'm going to season. You gonna let me cook it? All right. So your back there is starting to boil a little bit. So it's hot. You can turn it down just a little bit because you don't want it to all cook out. Oh. Leave that one where you got it. Turn that one down to low. It'll be hot every time you're adding it in there, and you don't have to watch that so much. You know, you're just letting the rice get to the right texture, and you're also letting all the liquid evaporate, and you're gonna have that real nice flavor because you're using chicken broth as opposed to water. So I want to check my fire here. I want it up higher. Whoa. All right. So I like to cook my things on high a little bit. So I saved a little bit of extra garlic. This is going to get going. I'm going to add some garlic to it. I'm going to add some onion to it. Now, I'm using a beef that is 96% meat and 4% fat, so it's really lean. So it should not yield a whole lot of fat. Now, usually if you're cooking one that has a whole lot of fat, what are you going to do? You're going to drain that off. Now, if you've eaten spaghetti sometimes from people that have a lot of oil in it, it might give you a little bit of heartburn and stuff. So this shouldn't have too much oil. I'm also going to use that oil and things that's dripping from here. Since it's not a lot, I'm going to add some tomato paste to it. So let that go a little bit longer.
All right, I need to pour some in here now. It's boiling out.
Okay, you can add some more. Got it? Mm-hmm. All right, so about another third. A little bit more. Because the last time you pour it is going to be your remainder.
Cool beans.
So, and our beef was a nice room temperature when we put it in. It wasn't frozen. So I've got my beef, my onions and peppers in here. Now I'm going to, and I like to break mine up a lot.
Onions and garlic.
Onions and garlic, no peppers. All right, so I'm going to put some seasoning in there now.
Please do.
Okay, so I've got some Italian seasoning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've got some coarse kosher salt, and I'm going to put some whatever you like seasoning for my wife can't cook in there.
Yes, our favorite one. Black pepper.
All right. So there is a nice amount of juice, as you can see, coming from there. You can see some oil. some of the fat rendering. I'm going to add some tomato paste to that, and I'm not going to add any water. So it's looking good. It's smelling good.
Yes, it definitely
I can't
smells
wait
good.
to taste this.
What made you want to make arancinis?
This is
And
one of my favorite foods. I feel like I had a long 2 weeks, so this is definitely a comfort food for me. I had a long day today. Actually, I went and got my second shot today, so I got it in this arm. I
Praise
feel it.
Jesus.
I feel it just a little bit, but nothing dramatic or anything that's gonna stop me. I'll let you guys know how I feel tomorrow, but as of right now, I feel good. I guess a note to anybody who's got their shot, I think moving around helps a lot. When I was, at my desk all day, just sitting, I'm working, but I'm sitting while I'm working, I felt it a little bit more. But once I got moving around, I felt a lot better.
Oh, that's good. Thanks for giving us a COVID commercial.
That's a COVID commercial right there. So you've got your rice looks good. It smells good.
More.
So at this point, I like to add a pinch of salt and pepper to that rice.
That was more than a pinch.
That's fine. And for that rice, I have in my freezer. I have a pan. So once it gets done, we're gonna put it in a really cold pan so that it can stop cooking. Remember, when you eat these, you don't want it real mushy.
Right.
Yeah. So you want a nice texture.
Do we have our grease on in that thing over there? It's getting hot.
Grease is hot. Grease is hot.
This should be a good appetizer too.
This looks good. Now I'm gonna add some vegetables to this. So I've got some peas and carrots. You can add as much or as little as you want. I think I've got a good amount there.
All right,
And
babe,
as you can see, all my pink's going. And keeping in mind, this is going to cook again. So this is going to be deep fried, but you wouldn't want somebody to bite into it not have something already done.
What's your food word for the week?
I don't know yet. It's just going to come. It's going to come.
Was it transparency?
No. You're going to know it when you hear it.
Know it when you see it when you know it.
So, as we can see.
All right, so, babe, wait a minute.
Go ahead, add yours in, babe.
Wait a minute. Look, I don't know how to work my own stove.
All right, so you can turn it off. And now, you're going to add the rest in. Looking good. All right. Give it a stir. Now, I have over here, this ground beef is smelling good. It looks good. There's not a whole lot of liquid coming from it, so I think it's the right amount of liquid to add some tomato paste to.
Oh.
So I've got about 4 tablespoons there of tomato paste. And I'm going to mix that in. And notice, I don't want it real wet, right? Because it's going to be in the center of our rice bowl. So another thing that you'll see people do, right? When they're making this, they'll take a scoop of this out and drop it right in. Oh, I made a little mess, but they'll drop it right in there.
Why?
Well, it's adding flavor. I think I'm looking at my ground beef here, and I actually want a little bit more tomato paste. You can add tomato paste. You can add marinara. I'm going to add a little more tomato paste.
Okay.
And if you remember our tomato paste from when we made our Lebanese food that day, I'm still using that one. So I'll make that about 8 tablespoons then, right?
It smells good.
It smells good?
Yes. Yes, it smells delicious. Delicioso.
And you can find all these recipes, these type online real easily. But the trick is to make it your own. So I'm turning it off. I don't need it to cook anymore. And then I did add all my seasonings. And I want to let this cool off. I don't want it too hot. I don't want to burn my hand. This is a meal. This is a meal I'm going to make with my hands. So I'm going to be working it. All right. So let's taste and see what we have here. Oh man. It's hot. So, and this is a good way. It's a good way to get your kids to eat vegetables. We were just talking about the store, and it's on the screen there. But this is a good way to get some vegetables, get your kids to eat some vegetables. So this is really done. I don't have to do anything else to this, but set it to the side.
Done yet.
Yeah, you can leave that there. Now I'm going to come over here, and we're going to work on another filling, right? So I'm going to get this pan hot. I'm going to add a splash of olive oil.
So right now we're making the fillings for the rice.
We're making the fillings right now.
Okay.
All right. So let's get this chicken.
Oh, we got chicken too?
So.
Oh, the chicken.
Yeah, I want to get me another spoon. I'm not going to mix them together. So you may have somebody at your house that doesn't eat red meat or doesn't.
So where'd you get
beef.
this ground chicken from?
So this is the Primo version. I grabbed this right at ShopRite. This has Parmesan, and it also has Kale in it. So the thing I want to say is though, you can go to some really good butchers. Don't just always go to your, the commercial supermarket. Find you a good butcher. They will make you the type of sausage you want. You can tell them what you want in it. Don't think they're going to just make it right then and there on the spot. Or when you need it. So give them some notice. Give them a call in advance. Tell them what you want. That reminded me of an old school song. Jesus on the main line. Tell them what you want. So, give them some notice. Tell them what you want. I want to break this up real good because I'm gonna have to be able to form it to a ball. But if you call the people in advance, they'll make you some sausages. They're down in the Italian market. If you go there, they're going to have, Cappuccios. They're going to have a good variety of sausages already made. I'm thinking like some lamb sausage, things like that.
This is good.
All right. And you can just let it go. So not too much. I would say turn it down and just let it go.
All right. Looking
now,
good.
I'm going to add a little bit more spinach to mine. Right? So I got my spinach.
Do you have to season it?
There's a lot of flavor in there. So don't need too much seasoning. I can add a little garlic, maybe a little onion that I have left. But this sausage actually was in a casing. So it wasn't loose like this. I cut the casing off and discarded it. But it has a lot of flavor already. It has that Italian flavor, so you don't have to over season it.
Yeah.
Let it cook, let it do its thing together, and then once it gets done, I'm gonna add some cheese to it. I'm gonna add more cheese. So this was the Italian sausage that had cheese. I'm gonna add more cheese to it.
Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a nice dry cheese too. I'm gonna add a little mozzarella, and I'm not gonna do it too much while it's hot, right? Let's do it while it's cold. When it cools off, so that it doesn't melt, and then I can't form it.
Yeah. So guys, I posted a picture in the group with my handsome husband here with our black My Wife Can't Cook jackets on. I'm going to show you another one. Where's the jean one? Oh, you can come. We got production here. Production got on the black one here. This is the black My Wife Can't Cook jacket. This is our jean one, which I like the best. Our jean My Wife Can't Cook jacket. Nice jacket, summertime flow. This is the back of it. My Wife Can't Cook. Little modeling. See? So, all right, babe, we can pick it up.
All right. Okay, so I've got my pan here. It's really cold, and I'm going to take the rice off, and I'm going to put it in here.
Let me go take the jacket
off.
off.
Because I want it to cool down, yep. Yeah, you still got a lot more work to do.
I'm taking my jacket off.
So as you can see, the rice is a good texture. We got all that flavor in there. This is the rice that has a little bit of the beef mixture. So we don't want to mix our two rices together, right? So I'm going to let this cool off. While this is cooling off, I put it in a frozen pan. I'm going to go back to my other rice.
Okay.
So here's the rice that I made earlier. Now in this rice, I didn't drop any of my beef or anything in it. So
Okay.
If it's a person that doesn't want beef. Now, the other thing I wanted to say is you can make a vegan version of this. So you can absolutely not have any meat. You can add some cheese and things like that to it, and I think it'll be just as good. I'm going to take a nice large bowl here. Grab me a new spoon real quick. Okay. So I'm going to take all of this rice and put it in this bowl. Excuse me.
Okay.
If I'm throwing it a little bit or if it seems like I am. And then I'm going to...
Yeah, you're dropping it. Why don't you just pick it up and have it easier?
Thank you.
You're welcome. See? Teamwork makes the dream
So
work.
I got all my rice in here. Now I'm going to add some cheese to this. And it's, this puts you in the mind of a mozzarella stick. So I know you really like mozzarella
Yes,
stick.
I do.
So you should like this as well.
And what kind of cheese? We got shredded parm? I mean, what kind?
So I've got some
cheddar?
parm, right? And I got mozzarella. So there's my mozzarella. I'm going to put about that much in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to put a little bit of Parmesan too. Because I like mainly because I like Parmesan. And then I'm going to get that mixed well together. I want to see a nice blend of cheese and add a little bit more mozzarella. Now we got to get our egg together. So I got me a bowl here.
Here's your egg, sir.
I'm going to get one egg. And
Milk.
that's it. Yep. Not just yet though.
Okay.
I'm going to do one beaten egg. Grab a fork here, so let me beat that. Drop my one beaten egg in and about a tablespoon or so of milk, just so that it can hold together. And all of this is doing is what? Helping my arancini bond together.
Okay.
I have to say that this is a little bit of a different take on the recipes I've used in the past. They did not require this. So this one's a little different. So I'm going to give it a shot and see how it works together. But I can see it looks nice and sticky already, so that's a good thing.
It does. Get all that cheese.
All right, so all of that's in there looking good. It's nice and cool and easy to work with, right? The only thing is, I don't know how cool my chicken is. So
What about your beef? Your beef was done before.
my beef is done before, but my beef rice is cooling on. So let's see what we got here. I got another pan. See, there we go. So I have another chilled pan that I'm going to put the chicken in. That's going to allow me to be able to work with it a little bit faster.
Very cool.
All right. And make sure we get everything because
You need something to put
that's
to make
all
the rice
flavor.
balls on?
Yep.
Like a cutting board?
Yeah. Not really. How about a plate?
Okay.
Plate's good.
But
All
I
right.
thought you would serve it on that.
I have more than one. All right. So I'm spreading that out, let that cool off. And while that's cooling off, we're going to get ready because we got a little bit more work to do. So it's flour, egg. Right. So it'll be flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah. I'm clanking a little bit. All right. So now I want more cheese with my chicken. So I'm going to put a bunch of Parmesan on top of that.
Okay.
And that little bit of warmth is going to help them to adhere to each other. All right. And just for the sake of doing it, let's put a little mozzarella too.
You like cheese. That's a lot of cheese.
I like cheese. To form it well, you may need to wet your hands a little bit. So let's have some water ready to keep our hands wet.
Okay.
All right. And I guess I'm going to measure it.
Measure each one?
Yeah. So let's go. That's about it. I don't really want too much, right? So I'm going to take it, put it in my hand. Oh, it's nice and cold. I'm going to flatten it out, kind of make it like a cradle. I want the center part.
Fake that way.
Okay. So I want the center part where I can be able to drop some chicken in there.
Is it still
Not
hot?
a lot. No, it's not. It's perfect temperature. You can touch it. Taste it. All right. So the chicken's really good, right? Now I'm going to kind of close it up, close my hand over top of it, and I'm going to add a little bit more rice and cheese, and kind of form it to a ball. So that's really good.
Yes, because it's already sticking in here.
Yes. So
The egg and the milk really did the trick.
you know, it's also that olive oil. I think when we cooked it with the olive oil and the chicken broth. All right. So now I'm going to do a little flour. All right. That's going to help it bond.
Oh,
And then
messy.
I'm going to do my egg wash, turn it over in there. And then, yeah, it's a little messy. Then I'm going to get some breadcrumbs on it. And once I do that, I'm just going to kind of let it set. Yeah, a little bit more breadcrumbs on there. All right. Nice. Now let's get it sit there. All right. Got to do another one. So I'm going to be rinsing my hands in between.
You want me to try?
Oh, you ready? Let me do some more.
I don't know. You got it.
So, scoop and help me out. And you don't have to pack it in because I'm gonna put a little bit more on top. All right. So once I get it in my hand, I'm gonna smash it, and I want to make sure that I'm not able that nothing's like you want it kind of like airtight when you smash it, right? That way nothing is a bunch of grease isn't seeping in. So I got cheese in there, I got chicken in there, and then I'm gonna kind of close it a little bit, and just a
That's
little
too
bit.
much?
Yeah, a little bit. That's all right though. Come on. On top, and I'm gonna press it, get it nice and firm together. So when your hands are wet, that makes it form a real nice smooth ball, and I love it.
You really?
I do. I love the
Yeah.
I love the arancinis.
You be so passionate about cooking, dude. You really do.
So I'm gonna roll it around. Oh, that one
Roll it.
didn't hold together for me.
It didn't.
Nope. So I gotta press it a little bit more. Press them a little bit more.
Like you told me, be gentle.
Yeah, you gotta be gentle with it. Could be why I never added what you call milk and egg to it. All right, so let's get this in here. Quicker we get it covered, the better. All right, and some breadcrumbs all over it, and that looks good.
All right. Okay,
All right.
so
Let's move this to the side
Okay.
for 1 second, and I want to get the rice ready
okay, for our beef now.
for our beef. I added the egg,
Okay.
and I'm gonna beat that egg.
And are you gonna add the milk though?
I am.
Okay.
So there's the egg. Now we need some cheese. Boom.
So you're making this the same way you did the chicken, it's just that it's beef.
It's beef in there, and
So where's your milk?
cheese, boom, and a splash of milk. Just a little splash. All right, so let's get this mixed up really well. Got our egg in there. We've got our cheese in there. With our rice, oh, it smells so good too.
I think I don't know which one I'm gonna like better.
Well, that's why I've only made 3, and now I'm gonna make 3 of these ones, and we're gonna cook one of each when we get it down, so that we could see how it comes out. I'm gonna take some rice. I'm not gonna measure it. I usually don't measure it. Right? I get it in my hand. I got me a nice base now, right?
Yep.
Now on my base, I'm gonna drop in a little bit of the ground beef in the center, and
That's not much ground beef.
it's not much, but the ball isn't that big. And I'm gonna do a little bit of cheese. Then I'm gonna grab a nice amount of my rice mix and put it on top. Now that's just typically how I do it. Not measuring it and all of that. My hands are nice and wet, so, and the ball is formed real well now. And then I'm gonna roll it in.
You and that pinky.
It looks good. Looks good, smells good. Now I'm gonna go for in my egg wash. That looks good. And then I'm gonna go right over here to the breadcrumbs. So bring it over. The
All
grease
right.
is already hot.
Hold on.
Looking good. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of marinara. Each ball is gonna sit on the marinara. And we're gonna do some basil. So let's get that looking good. And one basil is good enough. And then on top, we'll do some mozzarella and parsley. So just hold that parsley for a second. Let's check our balls. All right, so that's it for that. When I take it out.
Oh, it looks glorious.
Okay, so we said this one was the chicken one. Boom. And we said this one was the beef one, I think. No, chicken and beef. We'll find out when we open them. All right.
Oh, where's the mozzarella?
What did we do first? We did chicken first. All right. So now, all right.
You need the mozzarella.
Yeah. Oh, let me put the grease back. Okay. Mozzarella. All right. Hold up. Ooh. Sorry, guys. All right. So just on top, a little bit of mozzarella. Nothing crazy.
Marinara, not mozzarella.
Yeah, marinara. Pinch of mozzarella. Just one. That's all I want is one. Literally
just
one.
One?
Just one on top. That's it. Okay. That's it. We can drop the other ones back. Okay, so there it is. There's our arancini. That was a lot of work to get these two little things, but I promise the taste is worth it. You can make these in advance and freeze them. You can, before you put the breadcrumbs and stuff like that on there, have that rice ball already ready. All you got to do, and then once you're ready to cook them, all you need to do is let them thaw a little bit, bread them, and drop them in some hot grease. But I think this is ready to try. That's all.
Yes.
That's the end point right there.
Hallelujah. Lord, bless this food we're about to eat, Lord. We thank you, God. You made it beautiful, God. Let it be beautiful to our bellies.
All right.
In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, wait. Don't just dig in so fast.
Lord.
Let me get a knife. Okay.
To cut it open.
So we want to cut the inside open. We want everybody to see what's going on the inside. So let's see how that looks. See the cheese melted on the inside?
That looks good. Open it up, baby. Open it up.
See all the cheese is melted on the inside? Everything's all the way done. Let's look over here and see what we got. All right, cheese melted on the inside. That's our beef one right there. Oh, man.
That looks good, the beef.
All right.
See that?
So we got to try both of them. Let's try both. All right, let's dig in.
Ready?
Which one you going for first?
I'm going to beef first.
Okay, go ahead. Ladies first. That's really good.
That's good. It's really good.
It's really hot in the inside. Though.
Yes. Be careful when you're eating it. Oh. Jeez.
All right. Do I gotta wait for you, or I could go to the
ahead.
next one? Here, let me grab you a napkin. Okay.
All right.
All right.
This is the chicken.
This is. I had a breadcrumb in my throat.
I know. I like both of them, but I think the beef is mine.
Well, I think the chicken one is the best.
Yeah, the chicken one. It's for, they're both good, but I think I would go with the beef.
All right, I'm going back to the chicken one more time. So let's see.
So guys, this is this is a lot, but I mean, once you get the hang of it, it won't take you as long.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you have risotto for dinner, make a little bit extra, and then you'll have some ready to do things like this with. I'm going back to beef.
And that's good job,
Done.
Rick. Good job.
That is comfort food right there. Let me tell you. I had a long week. That was a perfect comfort food. It tastes really good. I like it either way, honestly. I think it's
really
a good Italian dish.
It's good.
Yeah, if you're having some company, do something like this. Hey, you like seafood, you could put some crab or something in there. You know, like I said, I had a Philly cheesesteak one before, so you can get real creative with this. Put your favorite things inside. I happen to really love rice, so anything with rice is always a plus for me.
Yes. So thank you guys for tuning in.